Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. You're looking at an AMX 13 F3AM, the Tier 6 French SPG, located on the south spawn of Lakeville. This one belongs to kosats13 of the F-Off clan. Yes, it really is that simple. 3 marks of excellence on the barrel and a very funny AMX 13. This is the Arty that was based on the 13-ton tank, but it actually weighs 18.5 tons, but it's got a 155mm howitzer capable of doing 630 alpha, 39mm of pen, 11 to 22 seconds of stun, but he's actually loaded the non-stun HE for the first shot, and with those rounds you're capable of doing 770 alpha, 49mm of pen. First shot hits a KV2 for 263. Now the standard reload for this Arty, 30.58 seconds, but you can see that Kosats has got it down to 24.05. Okay, he's finding it difficult to get a definite aim on that T52, but he can definitely hit this one. And he wipes him out for 660, which to me probably says that that was a penetrating shot. He's into reload now. Now Kosats is a new member of What Arty Noobs. He's joined the Facebook group. Yes, that's where it all started. We started the Facebook group. Oh god, he's done another pen. 328. Was that a pen? Well, technically a penning shot would be 770 or plus or minus 25%, so probably not a pen, but the Chaffee was definitely a pen, no doubt about that one at all. Yes, Kosats joined the Facebook group, and the Facebook group started in 2016, October of 2016 actually, and it was about a few months later that the members said it would be really good if we had our own YouTube channel. And that channel opened in July of 2017, so you can probably tell that we've actually been going for 7 years, or coming up 7 years in July. And we're getting close to 10,000 videos. That's a lot. That's far more than Quickie Baby and Mighty Jingles combined. Rounds out. Oh, that is the luckiest KV2 driver ever. That shell literally shaved over the top of his engine deck, briefly flying a couple of centimeters just above it. That guy needs to buy a lottery ticket quickly. Okay, we just saw the chaser from the enemy Arty, and we're almost ready to shoot. Rounds out. Let's see. Oh, we looked away. Oh, you don't look away. We want to see the shell hit the target. Okay, he's going after an ARL-44. I think he had that just a bit wrong, you know, in terms of the aim. I think he needed to be a bit closer because the guy wasn't right at the back of the map. Okay, we saw the ARL, but now he's gone to the overhead. Oh, we saw he's actually a lot closer now. Fires that one in, and he has killed the Hummel. He was closer. We didn't get to see it, which we would really like to see it, I tell you. But yes, he did kill the Hummel. He wiped him out. There is another Arty though. There's an SU-8. And I think the pair were fairly close together. And the other one probably saw his teammate go and thought, maybe I made the right choice after all. Nobody from our team is in the town. Which kind of worries me because normally anyone who doesn't go through the town actually loses the game. And in fact, there's an AMD 178B on the Lake Road and he's headed south. Well, we got 307 from that shot, but that AMD 178B does worry me. Our teammate might spot him. We do have a TD nearby who might be able to spot that guy and stop him. Got 3 TDs in the game. The Burzers are in the valley. Oh, now that's interesting. The G-Road just finished off that AMD 178B, so he hasn't got any further. And the next shot actually lands nearby, but not close enough. Our SU-8s decided to get very close to us, actually. I think the other Arty must have been making life tough for him. Looking around for it. There's that KV-2 again, but the SU-8 at the other end, he must be there somewhere. That was the SU-8 going for the KV-2. Now the KV-2 thinks he's safe. He's not. And he's out the game. That was a kill shot. But now we've got problems because we've got a Churchill 7 coming in from the town. As I said, the team that normally doesn't go to town normally loses on this game because it's essential to have somebody going through the town to come up the other side and put pressure. Now we're under a bit of a crossfire. Got a half occluded rescue, but we still managed to get a hit. 379 stun and track damage assist. We tracked him and he took damage. Another enemy has just turned up and it's a Nashorn. He should be a lot easier to kill because he's got no armor really, so to speak. He's basically a Hummel with an 88mm gun instead of a 50mm. We're almost loaded. Rounds out. That's a kill shot. Just like that, the non-stun HE with such high power will go straight through the side of his vehicle and he's out the game. So we're 3 up on the enemy now. There's only 4 of them left. They've got an SU-8. They've got the RL-44 KV-2 and an IKV-65-2. Our guys are now moving. In fact, the T-52's off to have a look in the town. Oh my god, we just killed the SU-8 on the enemy team. And the KV-2's right at the bottleneck, but it's not coming through yet. He's managed to earn just under 3k of damage with non-stun HE. And then he got an assist off the Churchill for 353. Okay. Can't see the KV-2 anymore. The Berza and the T-52 are going to make their way to the enemy cap area. There's only 3 of them gone. Only 3 left, rather. Loaded. Can't see anything. We really need one of the Berzas or the the Berza or the G-Road to have a quick look over the other side to show us where that KV-2 is. They actually have more hit points than us, but of course we've got the numbers advantage, and the Berza and the T-52 are right up at the other end now, and they're going to be looking around the corner to see where the enemy is. The SU-8's taken up position directly behind us. We're not worrying about counter battery. We're worrying about what this KV-2 might do because he's full health. And the IKV's right down the other end, and we can get a shot. Ideally, we need the stun, not the other one. It's got a bigger blast radius. The blast radius for the the stun is 7.6. For the non-stun, it's only 4 meters. So you actually get a bigger blast radius. We can't easily hit the ARL-44. He's taken up position behind that rock. We have got a shot on the KV-2. Rounds out, gets a direct hit on his front for 227. And we're changing position now to get a better angle on that KV-2. Okay, the KV-2's out the game. The Birds have got him, which now means that we can shoot the ARL-44 and the IKV. The IKV's taken up in defensive position. We're dialing in. Rounds out. Lands near him for 157. It tracked him as well. He's taking damage, and because he's taking damage whilst he was tracked by us, we got the damage assist, and that now means the ARL-44 is the last enemy, and he's behind the rock, so we can't get shots on him from here. He's definitely a depot laid, so yeah, it's nothing we can do other than drive up the other end of the map and stick one in his rear. The boost is going in. It looks like the SU-8 managed to get a shot that bent over the rock, but the kill shot goes to the Berza, and that is the end of the first battle. Here's the end of battle results from the first game, and that was an ace tanker game for kosats13 of the F-Off clan in the AMX 13 F3 AM. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5, one short of getting a top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. He also got a counter battery fire medal because he took out the Hummel and the SU-8 on the enemy team, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, in fact he got 18, a gauze medal for doing more damage exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle, and a high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate was 12,238, which is super unicum and a lot more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage was 4,267 hit points. That's nearly double the next highest, which was the IKV-65-2 on the enemy team with 2,163, followed by the SU-100Y, the box tank, on the enemy team, who got 1,578. When it came to kills, yep, he's got that one too. 5 kills went to Kosats. 3 kills went to the G-Row on his team, and 2 kills went to the SU-8, also the KV-2, the ARL-44, and the P-43 Biz on the enemy team. The ARL managed to get a defender in that game as well because he reset the cap enough times to get at least 70 defense points in the process. When it came to base XP, he's got that one too, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,499 went to Kosats, 1,090 went to the T-52, and they were the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game, with the 3rd place going to the G-Row, who managed 840 and protected us from the enemy tanks like the AMD 178B, who was coming along the Lake Road. He fired 17 rounds, and all of them were the premium HE or non-stunt HE in that game. He got 10 direct hits on the enemy, and 2 of them penetrated, which gave us, and 12 splash, and that gave us 4,267 hit points of damage, of which 3,888 were, or 3,888 were at more than 300 meters. The close ones being the Nashorn and, of course, the Churchill 7. And in fact, I'm pretty certain that the penetrating shots were the Nashorn, yes, 670 from a penetrating shot, and the Super Chaffee, 660 from a penetrating shot. He also damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 5, did 1,240 hit points of damage assist, and that damage assist was actually damage assist because he took the tracks off the vehicles and then they got hit afterwards, so it wasn't stun assist at all. On a premium count, he actually made 38,727 credits profit. He got 25 bonds for a mission achievement, and he took away 2,248 experience points out of it. So a robust game, an ace tanker. Not the first time he's had an ace tanker, he's had them before, but a very good game, and just goes to show the extra HE, or premium HE as I called it in the past, the non-stun HE, can actually be quite effective if you're an accurate shooter and you do get hits on the enemy. You also sometimes do get penetrations on the enemy, and when you do, that can be a big scorer. But this was certainly a very big scorer. But Kosats did send us in another replay with his first post on our Facebook page. So let's have a look at that replay. On the second replay, Kosats13 is now on the west spawn of Studzianki. Game on. Well, this is the lightest of all the 155mm Artys. As I said, it's a 13-ton tank chassis, but it actually weighs 18.5 tons fully loaded. And that's because it's only carrying the crew of a commander and a driver. The rest all go in a truck, but it also has to carry a few shells, and they are 2-part ammunition. Yes, it actually carries a shell and a charge. Now, this MT-25's gone into the center. Rounds out. Well, he was close enough to get some damage. 4 meters is the blast radius. He got 240 from that shot. Now, this Arty was actually bought by quite a few nations. They manufactured them between 1962 and 1997. 621 of them in total. And they were bought by Argentina. They got 24. Cyprus bought 12. Ecuador bought 12. Kuwait bought 18. 98 went to Morocco. Qatar managed to buy 28. UAE bought 18. Sudan bought between 6 and 10. We don't know how many precisely. Chile bought 20. And of course, Peru bought 12. Venezuela bought 12 and 20. So it appears that the French were selling a lot of these in South America. And it's quite possible that the Argentines actually had one of these in the Falklands during the Falklands War. Direct hit on the steering wheel, but it didn't penetrate. 309 hit points from that one. Now, it actually has a 20-kilometer range, the real Arty, and it was designed to replace the M41 HMC Guerrilla, which the French got from the Americans. The Americans had them and used them during the Korean War, but afterwards they didn't need them so much because they actually were going for new Artys, such as the M53, M55. It actually has a gun depression, this Arty. Surprisingly, it has 6 degrees of gun depression, which is actually quite useful if you think about it, because if you've got an enemy just over a ridge line, you can shoot at him without him being able to see you. Nice shot, 427 from that one. It's also got a useful arc. It's only 35 degrees. It's 15 degrees to the left and 20 degrees to the right. But that is still bigger than most of the Soviet Arty, who only have about 10 degrees of arc altogether, and that's 5 degrees either side of the center line. As I said, it's an airborne Arty. That's why it's so light. They made it very light so they could stick it inside one of their transport aircraft and take it out into any of the French colonies. Now that Panther is now threatening one of our guys. We've got a 122 TM up in the copse. He just got hit by the enemy Arty and he's pulling back. But that Panther looked like he was going to advance and try and get a shot. Okay, BK3601H. Rounds out. You can see that Kosats actually likes to look to one side so you can see a clear aim at what actually happens to the target. So long as we actually see what happens to the shell, we don't mind, because that's what we want to see. We want to see that information. Did he hit the target? Was it a blind hit? Did the shell deviate in some way? Or was it the fact that the target actually managed to get out of the way by taking some evasive action? Because if we know how he evades, then we can avoid it the next time, or aim for the spot where he's evading. He just got a blind hit on that KV2. He accurately predicted that the KV2 was going to cross the path. He aimed at the area where he thought the target would be, and he got a hit. Now that might have gone through the side of a KV2, because remember, he's using the non-stun HE, and the non-stun HE has got a penetration of 49 millimeters. And there's the KV2. We can see he's missing half his hit points, but Kosats was a bit annoyed with himself there that he didn't get a better hit. He actually missed the target. He's also moving about nicely to avoid counter battery, but it's also giving him better angles on the enemy. A lot of players forget that if you actually do relocate, sometimes it can actually be to your benefit. And that was a direct hit on where the VK was last seen. Using the minimap, he went to the spot, and yes, he was still there. Yes, if you move about, sometimes you can actually get a better angle on an enemy that's actually being a bit of a nuisance. We've got a 7032, 122 coming up through the factory right now. And there he is. He's threatening our OI. And he has, in fact, he's not the one putting the shells into our OI. Somebody else is. But he's now one shot. He's going to go soon. Just saw the enemy RT firing at him. They've got two RTs, an FP304 and an M12. And I suspect it was the M12 that actually hit our OI, because I think he did take some stun. Okay, almost loaded. Remember the reload, 30.58 seconds. He's now got it down to 24.05, but he is 3 marks, so we can get a kill shot here. Rounds out. And it is! Superb. That's his first kill. Okay, he's looking over to the church. There's a T26E4 just hiding behind the church. And behind him, we've got an E8. But from this angle, it's a little difficult to hit him. Rounds out T25. Oh, that's a penetrating shot. 770. Ouch. That driver's going to be very, very unhappy now. He's just lost all his hit points. He's sitting there with minimal hit points now. He's a one shot for anyone. I think Kosats is going back there because I think he wants some more. He's looking in the enemy rear. I think he's expecting the T25-2 will probably start falling back rather than sit there and take it. So he fires another shell at the same spot, but there's nobody there. Okay, he's looking towards the cops, and an AMX 1375 stood up. And in fact, he's loading the stun HE. Now, stun HE has better blast radius. And of course, if he stuns the guy and wings him, one of our teammates might actually take the kill. In the meantime, that 7032 is going through the gap. Okay, we're loaded. The 1375 is probably going to pop up and see if he can spot our guys. But that 7032 could try to shoot at our teammates. And we can see the FB304 is dropping shells into the cops area. There's the AMX. On target. Rounds out. And he got him. He landed the shell within 7 meters. And the AMX 1357 has expired. It's actually a 1375. Sorry. Not the 1357. Tier 8 game with tier 6 tanks in it. So he's bottom tier and that gives him more potential. You can see the gun barrel on that 7032. He's actually had a hit already on that gun barrel. One of the muzzle brakes is actually showing some damage. Now at the moment the guy's just hiding behind the rubble. If we were to fire a round in, I'm not so sure we'd get that much in damage. But if he comes a bit closer, we should be able to get a hit. Okay, he's having a look, looking for that VK again, using the mini-map to actually work out exactly where to put the shell. Fires the shell in. He looked away though, which we don't, as I say, we don't approve of people looking away after they shoot. We want to see if the shell actually did hit something, because if the shell disappeared without an explosion, we know that he did definitely connect. Now he's trying to move north because of course that will give him a better angle on that 7032, but the guy's pulled back even further. Now, if he can get a shell to drop in there, oh, he can do it now. He can definitely do it. He can put the shell into the gap, but he's decided to put the stun HE instead of the other one because it's got a bigger blast radius. Rounds out. Yes, he does get a hit. 129 from that one. I think he's going to change position altogether. He just got stun assist, and the 7032 has been taken out by the Yag Tiger prototype. We're one up on the enemy. Okay, the VK that he was firing at earlier has moved into the factory area. That's why we didn't get a hit or connection with the last shot. He's not where he originally was. He's actually in the factory. Intuition is actually switching us to the non-stun HE. I think he's selected that. Oh, he's doing the in-outy thing. Please don't do the in-outy thing because the viewers don't like it. But he's being very aggressive. He's moving forward to get closer to the target so he can actually get more damage on them. First target he's going for is the FB304, who's trying to retreat. We're not dialed in yet, so that's why he hasn't fired. There he is, rounds out. Fell short. Now, the AMX 13F3 AM is actually quite fast. It's got a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour. Not as fast as the FB304. That does 72.4 kilometers an hour, so it's quite a bit faster. Okay. He's got to his position. Having and look round for targets. Found the Stura Mill. All this could be fun. If he can get the weak sides of the vehicle, the turret area. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Jagdtiger prototype wanted that kill. There's only 5 enemy left now. In fact, that's T-25-2 we hit earlier in the game has actually now popped up near our cap area. We can get it if we dial in. Rounds out. Looks good. Unfortunately, he does kill him, but we don't get to see it because Kosats looked away. Please don't do that. Don't look away because it spoils the game for us if we don't get to see them killed. You can see he's potentially in those bushes. We just saw the tracer from one of the shots coming out from him. Oh, that was a hit. I think that was the GW hitting him. And that shell probably landed nearby, but not close enough. Yes, I think the GW Panther must have got a direct hit on him because he was the one who fired from directly north of that position. The shell disappeared without an explosion. We're almost loaded. Go for another one. The enemy's closing in. Oh, there's the M12. Can we get a shot? Yes, we can. Now, up ahead of his path. Okay, watch it, watch it. Do it now. Rounds out. That's a kill. That's his 4th kill of the game. He's got 2 rounds of the extra HE left. There's only 2 enemies remaining. That T-26E4, the Super Pershing, and an SMB CC67. There's it. There he is. Oh, a lovely one. That's a hit for 255, and he got track damage as well. And only 1 enemy left now, the SMB CC67. Now, he must be in the tree line near our cap area. Can only be else there because everyone else... Oh, he is in there. Yes. He just didn't cap. We're loaded. Rounds out. Here we go. Not close enough to get damage. But he's taking a lot of hits. And that's game over. Another high-scoring game from kosats13, the F-Off clan in the AMX 13 F3AM. He got another ace tanker out of this game, as well as a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly in this one, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 14. And he got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle, and a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. Who says Arty can't win battles? His win rate from that game was 10,685 super unicum and a lot more. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage was 4,174 hit points, beating into second place the 7032, who only managed 3,170 hit points. He got a patrol duty, but of course Kosats got the Gauze medal and high caliber. Third highest on damage turned out to be the Jagdtiger prototype, who got a steel wall and 2,463 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, the high scorer in this case was the Jagdtiger prototype. He killed 5 of the enemy. Kosats managed to get 4 kills. 2 kills went to the Panther on our team, the 7032 on the enemy team, the SMV CC67, and the FB304. So he must have been a good player, that guy, lobbing those shells into the cops area. And when it came to base XP, yep, Kosats got that one. So he's got the top in 2 columns, just missed out on the number of kills. 1,385 base experience points to Kosats, 1,095 went to the Jagdtiger prototype, and they were the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base, with the next piece being taken up by, or next place being taken up by the E25, who actually managed to get a Confederate and 921 base experience points. The other GW on our team, he also picked up a Confederate, hitting more of the enemy than anyone else, even though he didn't get any kills. In fact, I think that actually helped him to get those good score. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 23 rounds, so Yes, this Arty does actually carry 25 rounds of ammunition, so he did have 2 rounds left at the end of the game. 12 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots, and 15 splash. Damage of 4,174, all of it at more than 300 meters. Can we guess which ones he penetrated in this one? Well, I think there was definitely 2 of them, and one of them, I think, wasn't the Sture Mill? Was it the AMX 1357? No, that was a splash. How about the Panther? No, he took that guy for a lot, but it's the M12 was one of the penetrations, that's for sure. The other one, of course, was the T25-2, which he got for 850 in the end. 1 penetrating shot on him. He damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 4, 135 hit points of damage assistance and 81 hit points of stun assist of just 1 stun, because of course he was mostly using the premium HE or extra HE, which have more power, more hit, but just doesn't have any stun. That can, I suppose, help in certain situations where your teammates are not shooting at the enemy, because you are going to do more damage overall. It's just, of course, assist damage does actually help towards getting your masteries. When it came to credits, he actually made a profit of 21,966 credits from this game, and he also took away 2,077 experience points. You can see why he has 3 marks of excellence with such accuracy, and also the fact that he's really going at the enemy with these extra HE shots, which you have to be more accurate with. You have to let it dial in a lot finer to actually make it work. A lot of players prefer the stun HE, mainly because they can get the assist out of it, and that helps them to get the ace tankers. But you can see that Kosats is getting ace tankers, even though most of the time he's not using the stun HE, he's using the standard HE, or rather the extra stun HE, as I say, which will actually give him more hit points of damage. And that's why he's picking up high calibers off most of his games, because of course you saw in that one on Lakeville, he got a ace tanker, and he also picked up the Gorson high caliber because of the amount of damage that he was actually doing. I hope you enjoyed both of those replays. This is the first video we've produced from Kosats replays. But yes, it's very interesting to actually see how somebody else actually handles the AMX 13 F3 and when they're using the non-stun HE to generate the results. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like. Do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.